Well, hello hyperspace, my name is Davontos and it's time to get hyped because this is some really old Overwatch gameplay. I actually think this is gameplay from before Moira was even teased. This is some really old gameplay. I'm trying to get rid of my older games. This is the last few old games I have saved up, so might as well get rid of it and make room for some newer games because I have a ton of really nice Mei games because I'm practicing with Mei, because I'm kind of debating if Mei or Moira should be my next golden weapon. It's probably going to be Mei, I'm not too sure, but I am playing a lot of Moira. We'll see when the time comes. I still need some more competitive points before I decide. But in this video, we're actually going to be talking about Hanzo. So, if you guys don't know, the Hanzo rework has been put through, and it's currently on the PTR, along with that new Talon map, which I'm not too sure what the name is. I'm just going to refer to it as Talon map until I know what it actually is called. So let's start with Hanzo, and then get into the new map. With Hanzo, he seems very fun. They removed Scatter Arrow, which I'm so glad they did that, because Scatter Arrow was a very cheesy, cheap technique. It basically one-shots to weaker tanks like Orisa and Zarya and Winston, and it just wasn't a good technique, and I'm really glad they removed it. It was replaced by Rapid Fire Arrow, which is basically, well, a Rapid Fire Arrow, and he fires 6 arrows in quick session with reduced damage. So, talking about this Hanzo, with his Rapid Fire Arrow, it's not as strong as Scatter Arrow, but it's still very dangerous. He still fires 1 arrow at a time, and it's 6 arrows that fire up until, he uses the ability and you gotta wait for it to cool off. A lot of people are saying that this rapid fire arrow, you can't get these instant kills like you could with the scatter shot, but it does make you a force to be reckoned with. And they're saying his new playstyle, because he has this ability, he can't like perch on a windowsill and then wait for you to pass by and then smack you with that scatter arrow for the one-shot kill. He has to be, he's more of like a, how can I say this? He's very similar to McCree. Oh, by the way, before I continue, they increased the arrow's projectile speed from 85% to 100%, so he's basically a hit scan hero. It's not going to directly hit your opponent the instant you let go of the trigger, but the travel time is ridiculously fast, so you can pretty much say he's kind of like a hit scan. So that can also improve a lot of Hanzo plays and a lot of Hanzo play styles. So back to this rapid fire arrow thing. People are saying that it's very how can I say this? It's, as I said, it's not as dangerous as Scatter Arrow, but when he does activate Rapid Fire Arrow, you will know it, because his bow is going to have a bluish tint to it, kind of glowing blue, kind of like he's about to summon the dragons, and he is a force to be reckoned with. He can pop this Rapid Arrow every 8 seconds, and you can't really... You gotta know when to use it. Like if you see, let's say, like a soldier, that's not something you really want to use on a soldier, because obviously you can just one-shot him with a standard arrow, but if you see a tank or somebody who's a little beefy like Bastion, then you can actually use the rapid fire arrow, drain down their health, and so on. And he has a leap ability, which is kind of like Winston's leap if you reduce the distance of Winston's leap by about like 75%. That's basically what Hanzo's leap can do, and it works basically like a tracer blink. Whatever direction you're pointing the control stick is the direction that he's going to leap when you push the button. People are saying it's used to basically just give yourself some space or help you maneuver around the battlefield. It does stack with his jump and his wall climb, so you can jump onto a wall, start wall climbing, jump off, and then press the leap button for some extra distance. So it's a nice little ability that they gave him to combo with a lot of his utilities. So, because Hanzo has this new rapid fire arrow and his projectiles move much faster, people are saying he plays very similar to a McCree if you're playing McCree in the back lines. And that means, he's very dangerous, and you can easily pounce on him, hence, Winston can still counter him. If anything, Winston counters him much faster now because he doesn't have that dangerous scatter arrow. So if you are playing Hanzo, keep in mind, come the update and you get the new Hanzo, Winston is going to be a hard counter for you. There is not really much you can do against a Winston. Nowadays you have the scatter arrow, but with the new Hanzo, you can't really do much. So, a backline McCree, that's basically saying how this new Hanzo functions. He has high damage from medium to long range, and at close range, without the scatter arrow, he's kind of useless. So, gives some ideas to how to play that Hanzo. Once he is launched, I'm going to try to get some Hanzo gameplay, because I am, at the moment, with the Scatter Arrow Hanzo, I am actually a pretty good Hanzo. I don't rely on Scatter Arrow for every single kill like a lot of those Hanzo players, you know who you are. And people are saying it's a lot easier to use him, especially because of the faster travel time. They're saying you're landing a lot of your shots. You don't have to lead in front of your target a lot, as far as you would usually lead. You can easily pick off tracers. Hanzo can actually shoot down Pharahs much faster now because, as I said, the travel time. And a lot of people are saying he's just a very, very fun, reliable hero to use, and he's just not that troll pick anymore. You guys know when you hop on competitive at the moment, and you get the scatter shot Hanzo on your team, everybody's like, ah, man, switch out of Hanzo, Hanzo sucks! And everybody hates Hanzo because he's just never getting any kills. People are saying now, with the new Hanzo, he's more consistent, it's really easy to get kills, and if you aren't getting kills, you're just pumping at least a ton of damage, and then your team capitalizes on it to get the kills, kind of like if you're playing Junkrat. Junkrat doesn't really focus on getting a ton of kills, he mostly focuses on getting a ton of damage, and then the team capitalizes on the weak enemies. Those are basically the two I cannot talk today, what is going on? That's basically the two types of playstyles you can focus on with Hanzo. Damage the enemies, let your teammates cap it off, or just spam arrows, and if you're really good, then you start getting all the kills. So the other thing I want to cover is that new level, the Talon map, which I still don't know what the name is, and it's basically the Overwatch Retribution mission map just in the daytime, and it's reversed. It's going to be a payload map, very similar to Route 66, just get to the payload and push it to the other side, but a lot of people are saying it is the best map in Overwatch, and for what I've seen from all that gameplay, it probably is the best map in Overwatch, because it's a very, very versatile map. You can snipe on that map, you can flank on the map, and just every single hero is very useful. Let's say, for example, if you want to run, there are some maps where Symmetra isn't really that powerful. Let's say, for example, as I said, Route 66. She's not that good in the map because the map is too open. Well, in this new Talon map, there are a lot of closed areas where you can place Symmetra turrets and Torbjorn turrets. And then there are a lot of open areas where you can play as your Hanzos, Widowmakers, and Pharahs. And a lot of people are saying it's a really, really fun map. So what I've seen, how this payload is going to work and where it's going to escort, think of the Retribution Talon mission, but reversed. You guys spawn in the museum, and then when you leave the museum, that's where the payload's at, and then it goes over the bridge, and then it makes the right, and you guys go towards the well and all that stuff, and you have to go inside that Talon house where the Talon soldiers break through the windows and so on, and you basically have to escort it all the way back to the bank. But it's not in the bank. The final destination for the payload is a building that's off on the side of the bank, and it's basically going to the same map but in reverse. And they added a couple of changes here and there. You guys know when you're playing through the Retribution mission, the first set of Talon soldiers that arrive on the boat that they're by the pier, they added a lot of cover around that area, some boxes, some buildings, and the boats are still there, but they're more like these elegant little, I guess you could say yachts, elegant little yachts that's there, and the map just seems, hold on, Davontos has to sneeze. It's coming, hold on, I don't like when this happens. Okay, it's coming. Okay, so, it's just, it seems like a very, very fun map, and I cannot wait for it to arrive. So, if my predictions are correct, the new Hanzo and this new map should actually arrive on the live servers by the time Overwatch Retribution comes to an end, which should be the beginning of next month. So if you like this video, punch that like button with a mighty force. You can follow me up on Twitter at DavontosMan. And as always, I'll see all of you in the next video. Have a nice day!